Hey guys, I think we are up and running. So my name is Sarah Schneider. Welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. We are about to get started. So today I'm going to cover a lot. In fact, when I did my run through, it ended up being like 2 hours and I had to cut it down. So I'm going to try and get this within the hour. We're going to go really fast. I'm going to talk really fast today. So go ahead, grab a cup of tea, grab your water, pen, paper, jot down some notes. If you're in the office or at home with kiddos, grabbing some earbuds maybe, just really whatever you need to do to get ready. And today we are going to talk about so much good stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. I hope you have everything you need. We're going to talk about why diets don't work, and we're going to talk about what does. And I'm going to give you a little hint. It's all about healing your body and mind. And when you do that, you're going to experience the weight loss. So let's get started here. All right. I know that you have probably watched your fair share of trainings on nutrition, weight loss. Some of you could probably have honorary degrees in nutrition by now with just all of that nutrition information that you've amassed over the years. And I'll be honest, this is a different approach because you and I know if traditional dieting worked, you probably wouldn't be on this training right now. Losing weight, creating a health-centric life takes a different approach than counting calories, points, macros, starving yourself, working yourself out until you're just dead to the world. So today we're going to talk about what works universally and then what needs to be tailored for each person's nutritional blueprint, because I believe that each person needs to discover their unique plan for health and healing. So now you're probably wondering, okay, is this for me? This is for you if you are disappointed because one, you haven't fully been experiencing life because of your health, or two, you haven't been experiencing a lot of the great things in life, or you have been experiencing a lot of the great things in life, but maybe you're worried that on your current trajectory that you're not going to be able to fully enjoy everything in the future. This is for you if you have tried everything and nothing seems to stick. Instead, you just keep watching all that hard-earned progress vanish following each new diet you've tried over the years. This is for you if you've never figured out the right plan for your body. This is for you if the negative thought gremlins are all consuming. When I say negative thought gremlins, those are the thoughts about how you are not enough, how you're not good enough, you don't do enough, be enough, all that kind of stuff. And lastly, this is for you if you're ready to heal your body and mind and feel better already. Like seriously, you want to feel immense joy and peace and freedom once you develop a better relationship to food. And I'm telling you, you will gain so much more confidence in yourself, and you can totally transform your body and life, and just really live that life that you want to live, because that's what it comes down to, having a body that allows you to live the life you want to live. Okay, so in the next 60 minutes, you are hopefully, right, under 60 minutes, you're going to learn how to reset your body for healing and nourishment. This may sound a little granola-y, but it's important. And if you've been struggling for years and you've been on a crazy yo-yo dieting pattern, then we got to get you reset so your body can heal and let go of that extra weight. You're going to learn how to discover your nourishment blueprint. I'm going to define what the heck that is, why it's so important to find yours, and how it can radically change your health. And I'm going to explain how to heal your body and mind connection and master that mindset. So this will revolutionize everything. This is actually the key to sustainable and lasting change. Okay, so here's my promise to you. I'll be completely honest. I do things a little backwards. I believe that we need to heal your body and mind so that you can lose the weight. Not lose the weight so that you heal your body and make you feel better about yourself. The best part of this is that you don't have to choose either or. Either healing your body and being heavier than you want to be, or losing the weight but not being healthy. This program is about having it all at the same time. The way I do things, my clients see massive results. They heal their bodies and they lose the weight all at the same time. In fact, Most of my clients have lost about 7 to 10 pounds in that first week, week and a half, using this method, just in the initial healing process. So while it may sound like it's too simple, too easy, too good to be true, remember, weight loss doesn't have to be hard. This doesn't have to be a miserable experience to be effective. You don't have to sit around with your stomach eating itself or throwing up after extreme workouts for this to work. You can get big results without depriving yourself. Okay, so here's the deal. There's no catch. I have nothing to sell. There's nothing to buy at the end of this free class. That would totally defeat my purpose of providing a free class. I will, however, provide you with a free gift at the end of the course, so stick around. I'm trying to go fast, guys. Okay, so let's get to this. Does this sound like you? Are you constantly wondering if you will ever figure out a health plan that actually works for you? Are you frustrated because if it were as simple as eating the right foods, you would already be healthy? Does this sound like you? You jump from diet to diet, you lose a little weight along the way, but only to gain it all back within a few months, and perhaps even more weight than before. And or you have spent endless hours at the gym, but you feel like you're a hamster just spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. Do you feel like nothing seems to work? And then if it does work, you can only stick with the new diet that's often packaged as a healthy lifestyle for a few months before you feel so deprived you just can't take it anymore. And maybe you quit, maybe you binge, maybe you self-sabotage, or you convince yourself that you're just not cut out for a healthy lifestyle. It's just not you. Being healthy weight, it's just not part of who you are. Or maybe you have kept the weight off for a while, but the negative thought hormones are all consuming, and you wonder how you're ever going to feel at peace when making food choices, or if you will ever be able to truly enjoy a meal or feel good enough or beautiful enough or worthy enough. You just don't understand why it is so easy for everyone else to eat healthy, maintain a healthy weight, and yet it is so hard for you. And I'll be honest with you guys, this was me. I just didn't understand why it was so easy for everybody else, and yet it was so hard for me. And if you are anything like how I was, you feel it all. You feel the guilt, the discouragement, the hopelessness, the shame, because you just can't seem to get it together and do it already. And you just want to know that exact proven strategy to heal your body and mind and accelerate weight loss. Here's the good news. You are not broken, and you don't need to be perfect or seek perfection in order to create the life you want to live, or whatever your heart is calling for. You are fully capable of creating the health-centered life you want. You just need the right plan. And like I said, you need the right system, a system that was designed for you. And just for clarification, I want to make sure I'm really clear on this. This is what you don't need any more of. And this is what I was put through the ringer with, and you have probably been put through the ringer with in the past. You don't need another 30-day challenge that promises massive weight loss, but is impossible to complete. And if you do manage to complete, you can't sustain the results because the means to the end was way too restrictive and crazy hard to sustain. Another weight loss program with unrealistic caloric restrictions, those diets, they have you eating 300, 500, 1,000 calories less. That will just cause your stomach to feel like it's eating itself and your body to go into fat storage mode in fear of famine, dialing down your metabolism to like the lowest of the low, which is exactly what you don't want. Diet pills, crazy expensive supplements that just speed up your metabolism, wreaks havoc on your body until you stop. And then when you stop the pills, your metabolism is literally driven into the ground and your body spends the next 6 months trying to restabilize. You don't need hours at the gym or at an at-home, elliptical machine that makes you feel like that hamster on the wheel spinning, spinning, spinning and never getting anywhere. Or my favorite, those fitness trainers that tell you, you just need to learn to love running. I'm sorry, but there's some of us that are never going to learn to run or enjoy running. I know how to run, I just don't enjoy it. And lastly, you don't need another diet guru that convinces you to follow the plan that worked for them to a T and you're going to achieve massive success. Here's the thing, you don't have their body and they don't have yours. What worked for them is not necessarily going to work for you. Or worse, a diet guru that has never been overweight or experienced dysregulated eating and has no idea what kind of journey this really is. Here's what I know. When you discover the plan that works for your unique nourishment blueprint, you will lose the weight simply, rapidly, permanently, without strict dieting, without feelings of deprivation, without feeling hungry all the time. You're going to wake up with loads of energy. Maybe for the first time in years, you will feel comfortable in your body again, in your clothes again, in your jeans again. You'll be able to wear leggings because you want to, not because you don't have anything else that fits or feels comfortable. You'll be able to keep up with your kiddos, your grandkids, or, if you don't have any kiddos, your inner adventurous spirit. You're going to be able to do all the activities you haven't been able to fully enjoy. Walking, running, skiing, biking, hiking, skating. I don't know what it is that you love, but whatever it is that you love to do, you're going to be able to physically do it without pain, without being out of breath, without negative thought gremlins whispering in your ear that you are not good enough. You will be able to fully enjoy whatever physical activity you love to do, because that's what this comes down to, is you being able to fully and completely live the life you want to live. So who the heck am I? My name is Sarah Schneider. I actually live in Katy, Texas, but my heart will forever be in the Rocky Mountains. This is me in Colorado, where our family spends, time each year. And I know this isn't a professional picture, but I didn't want to include professional pictures because, number one, that's not really my personality. And number two, because I wanted you to see the real me. You know how you see people on Facebook or especially Instagram, and then you see them in real life and you think to yourself, that looks nothing like her. That's what I'm avoiding here. So no filters, no Photoshop magic. It's a picture that my husband, took on his phone. And it's what I really look like. Strengths, weaknesses, arm creases. This is me. And this is also why I have my my video feed of you seeing that I'm a real person doing this. Like, I'm not some, crazy lady behind the scenes. I'm a nutritionist with a Bachelor of Science degree in dietetics and institutional administration. I'm the founder of NurtureLife.org, which is an online community to help guide, inspire, and support those who are on their journey to developing a better relationship to food. I worked in the nutritional ingredient industry for nearly a decade. And in that time, I did a lot of studying, a lot of research of various food ingredients and nutrients and the influences those nutrients have on the human body. And my nutrition philosophy is so simple. I just want everyone to be able to celebrate the presence of food in their lives. I want everybody to be able to cultivate joy and peace around food choices, knowing which foods are right for them and gladly choosing those right foods, and then being able to fully and completely nourish and heal your body with those nutrient-dense foods. Sorry, I was trying to put my phone on silent. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on my personal story, but I thought you should probably know where my story started. So this is me. I spent almost my entire childhood overweight. And when I was putting this class together, I realized I didn't actually have any photos of myself from this period of my life. So I had to call my mom up. She texted them over to me with this disclaimer. She said, and I have to read this to you. She said, "You need to know you were a beautiful girl. Sweet, kind, loving, fun, and cute. You are beautiful inside and out, and you are beautiful now inside and out." And she's right. Beauty is kindness. But that does not change the fact that I still have very painful memories of being overweight as a child and as a young adult. And seeing these pictures, well, a whole lot of feelings bubbled up for me. I feel humbled. I feel uncomfortable, remembering all of the discomfort that comes with being an unhealthy size, and yet truly grateful because these images feel almost like they were from somebody else's life, because that's how far I have come. When I see that girl in these photos, I don't see me. I struggled with my weight from about second grade to my early 20s. And even when I had moments where I was thin, I had little confidence and I definitely didn't feel comfortable in my body. I have literally tried every diet out there. Weight Watchers, South Beach, Atkins, Mediterranean, and Sugar Busters. And then there was a point where I gained 21 pounds in a very short period of time. And when you're only 5 feet tall, that is one incredible transformation. That's the kind of transformation where you avoid all mirrors because you just can't bring yourself to look at your reality. All of the questions of what is wrong with you? Why can't you just eat like a normal person? Why can't you just stop when you've had enough? Why can't you lose the weight for good? Why can't you be like so-and-so? Why don't you look like so-and-so? I felt broken. I felt like I would be in that yo-yo diet hell forever. And even worse, the negative thought gremlins were all consuming when I was big and when I was thin. And that's when I did something crazy. I stopped dieting for good. I realized if I was ever going to be healthy, like truly healthy, I needed to approach this completely differently. So I spent the next decade of my life researching and studying everything there was on the human body, nutrition, cognitive development, the mind-body connection. I even got a degree in this stuff, guys. But more importantly, I learned the steps to heal the body and heart. And I've successfully kept the weight off and the negative thought gremlins out of my life for the past 10 years. This is through 2 full-term pregnancies. This is while juggling the fast-paced lifestyle that comes with a full-time corporate job, a long commute, household duties of a full-time mama and wife. If there's anyone out there that gets how demanding life can be, it's me. And if I can do this, you can do this. I want every mama out there to live the health-centered life that they want so that they can do the things that bring them immense joy. For me, personally, immense joy is not just like wanting to keep up with my kids, but playing with my kids. Think about all the things in your life that you could be doing right now if your body was healthy and whole. Okay, so enough about me. Let's just do this. There are 5 simple steps, or I guess more or less 5 pieces of the puzzle that you need to know to heal your body and mind while accelerating weight loss and getting big results. So let's get to it. You know all that information you learned, let's say like 40 years ago, or for the past 40 years about what good nutrition looks like. When the healthcare industry actually encouraged you to eat processed foods and foods that were created in a lab, like margarine and canola oil, because they were suddenly healthier than the natural fats that our ancestors existed on for thousands of years. I bet you can hear a hint of sarcasm in my voice, because the health industry, it led you astray. And here's the deal. A revolutionary shift has taken place in the world of nutrition, and the research is profoundly changing the way that we nourish our bodies and achieve complete health. And that revolutionary shift is what I call new paradigm nutrition. But what it is it's really old paradigm nutrition. Hold on, let me get a sip of tea, guys. So here's the problem I see with conventional dieting. Traditional weight loss programs focus on one goal, weight loss. And to get to that goal, depriving the body and mind of much needed calories and depleting the body and mind of valuable nutrients necessary to heal the body and to heal the body-mind connection. Depriving yourself physically will lead to both physical and mental deprivation. We've all been there. You reduce the amount of calories you're eating, you're left with a stomach that feels like it's eating itself. You have feelings of scarcity and automatically focusing on your unfulfilled needs. The problems I see with deprivation is that people are able to deprive themselves for a finite period of time. Maybe it's a few days, a few weeks, or even a few months. But eventually, that pressure of both the physical and the mental deprivation, it builds up. And it's going to become too much to bear. And then that's when you cave. That's when you devour all those foods that you've forbidden yourself to eat. And that's when you see the weight return. That's when people lose and gain the same 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 pounds over and over and over. And then you have actual nutrient depletion. When you remove certain foods from your diet, like healthy fats, or you reduce your caloric intake dramatically, you put yourself at risk for nutrient deficiencies. Nutritional deficiencies alter your bodily functions and processes at the most basic cellular level. And that will cause fatigue, muscle weakness, digestive issues, changes in mood, ladies, and weight gain. So it's just not good. To say simply, it's not good. So here's the deal. I did my run through in my training, like I said, and it was like 2 hours long. So I'm going to fly through some of these slides. I had to really, really pare down these. If you want to learn more, then stick around. I'll give you an opportunity to chat with me. I really appreciate good science. So I wanted to include the exact science involved in disproving the old nutrition paradigm. So first up, eat less, move more. When you cut calories to lose weight, the body will fight back. You cut calories and your metabolism drops. That means that you eat fewer calories, the body becomes more efficient at burning fewer calories. And so remember, your body was designed to withstand environmental situations like famine. So when you cut your calories, your body will lower its metabolic rate so that it's burning those calories more efficiently and you don't starve during that famine. And to add insult to injury, you become hungrier because you've been eating fewer calories. So now you're hungrier and you have a slower metabolism. And so when you do start eating, you're eating more calories because you're starving and you have that slower metabolism. That is why people fail over and over and over again. 2, eating too much fat makes you fat. First of all, I hate this word fat, but I have to use it here because people always say this. Fat does not make you fat. It was a really logical hypothesis, but unfortunately it was just wrong. And yet, thanks to a researcher named Ancel Keys, this story was sold to the American people and believed for like 40 years. Excessive insulin is actually the problem here. It causes you to create more fat cells, and the fat cells that you already have to increase in size. So that's what leads to the weight gain. And what makes the body produce more insulin? This is a diet high in carbohydrates, specifically sugar, and highly refined and processed starches. So think back to the 1980s nutritional food pyramid, and at the bottom it was all 10 servings of grains a day. That is what drives up insulin. That is what drives up your weight. Fat does not make you fat. Sugar and everything that turns to sugar causes weight gain because it causes your insulin to spike. Number 3, resist hunger cues and exercise self-control to lose weight. When you restrict calories and you resist the urge to eat, not only do you get hungrier, like hungry, your body releases stress hormones like epinephrine, which is your adrenaline, and cortisol. These 2 hormones rush into the bloodstream in an attempt to unlock calorie stores in the fat in the liver. So when you have high stress hormones and low fuel levels, so low food intake, your body enters starvation mode and your metabolism tanks. This is why low-fat diets and low-calorie diets actually make things worse in the long term. Okay, last one. Calories are calories, energy is energy, all calories are the same. This is false and it drives me nuts. And I'll be honest, there are a lot of dietitians that believe in this one. I don't. And I think that you probably don't as well. So think about it. There is a huge difference in 100-calorie pack of low-fat, sugar, and chemical-filled Oreo cookies that have very little nutrients in them compared to, let's say, an apple with a few small cheese cubes. The truth is, whole nutrient-dense foods, low in the glycemic index, affect hormones and metabolism in profoundly different ways, determining whether we store or burn calories, build fat or muscle, feel hungry or satisfied, struggle with weight or maintain a healthy weight, reduce inflammation, cause inflammation. I think you get where I'm going with this. So now that you know this, what does all this mean? It means that for you to be successful at this whole weight loss thing, you will need to take a profoundly different approach. Deprivation and depletion, they don't work. Not for lasting sustainable change. You're going to have to learn the new nutrition paradigm for weight loss. You have to eat to lose. I know, get excited, right guys? You must nourish your body by eating quality nutrient-dense foods. This is what it takes to achieve complete health and healing. This isn't about dropping the weight. I know people who have lost a tremendous amount of weight and still feel crummy because they haven't healed their bodies from the inside out. So if you want to feel better, have more energy, we have to focus on healing and nourishing your body with the right foods while you lose the weight. Because without following the guidelines of the new nutrition paradigm, you will deprive yourself of valuable nutrients on a too restricted diet. I just talked about this. When you deplete your body of valuable nutrients, you will feel crummy. You're going to experience fatigue, muscle weakness, digestive issues, changes in mood. We talked about that, ladies, weight gain, and you're not going to see lasting, sustainable weight loss. You will eventually succumb to the pressure of both the physical and mental deprivation, and that's when we see the weight return. Losing and gaining the same 20, 30, 50, 100, 200 pounds, whatever it is. 2, without new nutrition paradigm, you won't be able to nourish and heal your body. So many weight loss plans focus on losing weight, losing inches. You will lose weight in inches by eating healthier, nutrient-dense foods. Nutrient-dense foods also reduce inflammation, heal your gut, help balance your hormones. So there's much more to a healthy body than just weight loss. And the less inflammation you have, the healthier gut microbiome you have, which is all the good bacteria in your gut, the more balanced your hormones are, and the less struggle there is to lose the weight. When your body is in optimal alignment, the weight drops with little effort, I promise you. Number 3, without new nutrition paradigm, you won't be able to heal your body-mind connection. It would be impossible to heal the body-mind connection on a conventional diet of deprivation or depletion. So here's an interesting nutritional nugget. The human gut, your intestines, houses the enteric nervous system, which I call the second brain. Or actually, it's not just me. There's a bunch of scientists. There's a group of us that call it the second brain. The second brain contains 100 million neurons, just like your head brain, and the gut brain neurons communicate with the head brain neurons. So this is why it's so important to heal your body and heal your gut so that your gut brain and your head brain can communicate better. I need a drink. Hold on, guys. And lastly, number 4, without new nutrition paradigm, you won't change your relationship to food. Remember how the brain neurons communicate with the gut neurons? The healthier the gut neurons, the healthier that communication between mind and body. Traditional, conventional dieting does not address this. Okay. So I really like to do visualizations. I like my clients to get really clear on what they want, create that image in their head, and then be able to act on it. So I want you to close your eyes and just visualize this for a second. Just imagine, what if you knew the right foods to heal your gut, reduce inflammation, lower your blood glucose, eliminate toxins, and heal nutritional deficiencies? How would you feel? What if the same plan you used to heal your body helped you lose extra weight? You didn't have to choose either or. You didn't have to choose either nourish your body or lose the weight. You could do both at the same time. And what if you made a few simple changes? You knew exactly what to eat and you got big results. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what we all want? Simple practices that cultivate big results? Sometimes I hear people say that the new nutritional paradigm won't work for them. And let me tell you, you can totally do this. I've been at this for a while and I've heard some pretty crazy reasons or explanations as to why a program like this won't work for people. And so if you have some crazy ones going through your head right now, just tell them to take a little bit of a back seat and that you got this. I'll give you some examples of explanations I've heard over the years. These types of programs are for people who don't have long commutes. I'm really busy. These type of programs are for people who live in warmer climates. It's cold where I am. It's hard to get out of the house when it's so cold. It's expensive to eat healthy, coming from a client living a life of abundance. And here's another one. I was just born with a slow metabolism, so stuff like this won't work for me. I can see how it would work for normal people, but not for me, because I have a genetically slower metabolism. This is what I get all the time. So here's the deal. Whatever the reason, you can do this. This is my client, Jeremy. And while I'm not supposed to have a favorite client, he's one of my very favorites. Jeremy and I started working together because he had gained rapid amount of weight in a short period of time. Jeremy also has Down syndrome and a weakened heart. So it was really important that we help take some of that strain off his heart. Jeremy and those with Down syndrome have statistically lower metabolism than people without Downs. Not saying all of them do, but we know Jeremy specifically does. And he lost 24 pounds in 5 months. And this guy may even be shorter than me. I think he's under 5 feet tall. 25 pounds on someone with short stature makes a huge difference in their health. So if he can do this, you can do this. And he actually has a significantly lower metabolic rate. He still enjoys a slice of pizza with his friends on Fridays at his day school. And he was still able to see, really, really big results. But the best part is that his weight loss took the added strain off of his heart so he can live a long and healthy life. This is the reason I do this, guys. This wasn't about helping Jeremy lose 25 pounds. This was about helping take the strain off Jeremy's already weakened heart so that he could live his best life. And let me tell you, by taking the strain off Jeremy's heart, it took the strain off his mama's heart too. I am so proud of this guy, and every time I check in with him, he loses more. Like last week, he's lost another 3 pounds, so I guess that's like, 28 pounds at this point? It's incredible. It's truly incredible. Okay, step 2. This is one of my favorite parts of the system. It's so much fun. One of the biggest complaints I get from people is that they know something is wrong, but their doctors just, give them a medication. It masks the symptoms, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They never truly know what caused the problem. And let me tell you, that drives me nuts as much as it drives my clients nuts. And that's why I think it's so important to discover your unique nourishment blueprint. The human genome has 80 million variants. And it's because of these variances that there just cannot be one meal plan to nourish everyone. Each physical body is very different, and it requires a different combination of foods to help you feel healthy and vibrant. It's all about finding your own north. Okay, so here's the big problem that I see a lot of the time. There is so much information, so many theories out there. What works for one does not work for all. Remember, the human genome has 80 million variants. What worked for your friend, your personal trainer, your mother, your brother, your coworker will probably not work for you, at least not fully. When clients come to see me, they tell me a few things. One, I know I feel crummy, but I have no idea what's making me feel that way. Or two, I have done a few plans before and I have some insight. I've lost some weight, but I've never experienced that complete transformation that I really want. And this is because everybody is different, and you really need to explore which foods should be included or excluded to meet your nutritional requirements for your unique nourishment blueprint. So I bet you're probably pretty curious at this point what this term nourishment blueprint and what does it mean? This is a term I actually coined, but it comes down to this. Each person has a unique combination of physiological, psychological, and strategic needs that come together to form the nourishment blueprint. So go with me on this. Physiological, meaning of the body. Physical needs, specific foods that should be included or excluded. This is where we take into account various health concerns, food allergies, autoimmune disorders, cultural preferences, food aversions. You name it, there's a long list. But this is where the fine-tuning comes in, and you discover which foods work for your body so that you can feel healthy and vibrant. Psychological, meaning of the mind. This is all about identifying those unfulfilled needs and healing them. So discovering specific limiting beliefs, learning how to identify and get comfy with your emotions. And then something as simple as learning to value self-care, because once you implement self-care, you reduce stress, reduce cortisol, and then reduce belly fat. Or maybe it's coming to terms with self-love, learning to be kind to yourself, love and acceptance for yourself, so that you can make the positive changes in your life and ultimately cultivate more joy and peace around food. And then lastly, you have strategic. This means how each person approaches life from a logistical point of view differently. What works with your schedule, with your family, with your life. So I have clients that work shift work. I have clients with long commutes. I have stay-at-home mamas with, 4 kids under the age of 10, college students. Each one has a unique set of circumstances that we need to evaluate and navigate so that they can integrate this program into their life. They can integrate their plan into their life. And it's all about how those pieces fit into your puzzle, how each component comes together to actually form the nourishment blueprint. So while step 1 is really about learning the right information, step 2 is really about exploring how the right information fits your own unique nourishment blueprint. Okay, one more step, guys. I'm going fast. Okay, so remember when I said that there are 80 million variants? Here's a list of some of those variables that we go over. This is the kind of like what we go over with each individual client to figure out which foods. And this is Emily. Oh, let's move my little thing over. Okay, so Emily, she came to me with a history of gastrointestinal disorders, an aversion to meat, loads of food preferences, and she also had a history, like I said, of gastrointestinal disorders, and that was a big red flag that we needed to explore food sensitivities. So together we devised a plan that allowed her to heal her gut for a few weeks by avoiding some of the top 10 offenders, and then we reintroduced them back to see which ones were causing her, her issues. And let me tell you, this girl had amazing results. In the first 7 days of the program, the only goal I gave her was to heal her gut. That's it. There was no focus on weight loss, no counting calories, no macros, no points, no limiting calories. I just said, just allow yourself to eat some nourishing foods. And we worked on that. And we removed a few of the foods that I suspected, based on her nutritional profile, may be causing her some issues. And she lost 11 pounds in the first 7 days. So after we eliminated certain foods and allowed that gut to heal, we did a little experimenting, because the last thing that I want for my clients is for them to limit themselves unnecessarily and eliminate foods that don't need to be limited. So after discovering which foods were causing her so much trouble, she emailed me and said, I have seen how many gastrointestinal specialists, and not one thought to ask about my diet or see if I had a food allergy. Instead, they just gave me laxative and meds all the time. And this is the problem with conventional medicine doctors and conventional weight loss programs. They aren't getting to the root cause. We have to get to the root cause. So what happens if you don't discover your nourishment blueprint? 1, you will not be able to satisfy your unique nutritional requirements, because you won't know what those needs are. 2, without discovering your unique nourishment blueprint, it's kind of a tongue twister, you will continue to eat foods that are the wrong foods, causing discomfort and extra weight. So here's the deal. Every single time you ingest a food that does not fit your unique nourishment blueprint, the body reacts by producing inflammation within the gut. That inflammation extends to the rest of the body, and inflammation can wreak havoc on a body. It manifests itself as IBS, headaches, eczema, acne, fatigue, lack of mental focus, fluid retention, weight gain. The list of uncomfortable symptoms goes on and on and on. Even worse, chronic inflammation has been linked to diseases, I got ahead of myself, like diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune, obesity, dementia. That list goes on and on. So that's why you need to discover the foods that should be excluded for your nourishment blueprint. 3, without discovering your unique nourishment blueprint, you may never know if excluding one simple food can make all the difference for you. Could you imagine living 20, 30, 50 years with abdominal discomfort and or extra weight that could be avoided simply by excluding one food from your diet? I have a client who, if she eats corn, will gain 10 pounds, and it will take her a week after removing that food again to lose that 10 pounds. One food, corn, caused her to gain that much weight in a very short amount of time. That's what I'm talking about, folks. And last, number 4, without discovering your unique nourishment blueprint, you may learn bits and pieces, find a few things here and there that work for you, but you're not going to discover your complete plan. You're not going to discover what works best for you. You aren't going to be able to put all the pieces together so that you can walk through that discovery process. Or so you can walk through that discovery process. All right. Okay, so imagine, if you will, what it would feel like to know the exact combination of foods to not only heal your body, but to meet your unique nutritional requirements for your nutritional blueprint. Imagine the feelings that will bubble up if your body was healed and whole. Total joy, peace, freedom, right? So imagine this. What if you were able to unlock your personalized plan? And by doing so, you were able to drop the extra weight that's been holding you back from life, holding you back from all the things that you've been wanting to do, because that's what it comes down to, being able to have a healthy body that allows you to do all the amazing things you want to do. And what if, after knowing the exact combination of foods, unlocking that personalized plan, you had more energy than you ever imagined? Imagine what you would be able to accomplish, what you would be able to do. One more sip, sorry guys. So here's the third step. Gotta get comfortable, it's getting a little antsy. Here's the third step. And I have to say, it's not really steps because all these elements are so integrated within one another. It's really more like the third piece of the puzzle and how that third piece of the puzzle fits in, so that you can develop a stronger relationship to food and live a healthier life. So mastering mindset. You must master the mindset and rid yourself of all those negative thought problems. And to do that, the reason I have this picture of a woman journaling, and if you ask me and my clients, is because in order to master your mindset, you're going to have to dig deep. And you're going to have to identify all those messages that you are currently operating under so that you can shift into a mindset that serves you. When I hear people say, can you just give me a meal plan and I'll follow it? This successfully happens in like 1% of people looking to lose weight. I don't really know the exact stat, but let's just say 1%. And the reason is because a meal plan, knowing what foods to eat, even knowing your exact nourishment blueprint, is just not enough. And I'm not knocking a critical component of my own program. Far from it. I'm just saying it's not enough. You have to master your mindset so that you can successfully follow the guidelines that you establish for yourself within your nourishment blueprint. And the very first step of mastering your mindset requires you to dig deep. So that's the girl in the journal. So the problem I see with mindset comes down to faulty or fixed thinking. You say, okay, Sarah, how do I know if I have a faulty mindset to begin with, or if the negative thought problems are coming from the outside world or the inside world? I get it. You don't want to be doing any unnecessary work, and I don't want that for you either. So here's the deal. Operating out of a faulty or fixed mindset causes you to prejudge or judge yourself harshly. I can't do this. I'm not an exercise person. I'm not a thin person. I was just born to be a bigger person. It's hard for me to lose weight. You know, all of the things that you either are or you are not. Then you have the faulty mindsets that include, once X happens, then I will be able to do Y or be Y. So for example, if I had more time, I can do all the things I need to do to lose weight. Or if I lost the weight, then I could be happier, more successful, feel loved, get married, whatever. And because you have judged yourself unfairly, you've told yourself that you're not enough unless X happens, or you are Y. And because of this, you are ultimately going to cause yourself to quit, self-sabotage, etc., because you're not going to be able to make those lasting, sustainable changes because you have faulty mindset. So when you're operating out of a limiting belief system, or you have a mindset that isn't serving you, you will not achieve lasting, sustainable change. It won't happen. Sorry, guys. And I really want to give you an idea of what this means. I know there are people who talk mindset and it almost feels like they're talking in circles. So I'm going to be really intentional with you today and just talk about 3 mindset traps that I come across on a regular basis. So 1, when you're operating out of fear mindset. When you operate from a mindset of fear, it constricts your energy. It feels constrictive. So I want you to try something for me. As I talk, I want you to do this. I want you to take a breath. Now hold it. And while holding your breath, I want you to close your eyes and imagine what it would feel like to never exhale. The pressure builds up, the restriction of flow, this is operating out of fear mindset. It doesn't expand ever. It feels constantly restrictive, and it attracts more of that negative energy that you don't want. Negative attracts negative. Positive attracts positive. 2, comparison. And this is huge and so timely. Never in this world has it ever been so easy to compare yourself to someone else. Never. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, social media has made it so easy to compare your reality, and you've heard this before, with other people's highlight reels, with their best moments. So your reality is one of struggle and stress, and their reality is one of fun and joy and adventure and just pure happiness. And yet that's not even a realistic comparison. But in that moment, you are looking at the screen wondering why they have it together, why they are so thin, why everything seems so easy for them, why they are so happy, and you are not any of those things. And the truth is, social media will keep those negative gremlins well fed so that they never stop telling you that you are not enough. 3, scarcity. I talk about this one a lot, because this is where nutrition and mindset intersect a lot of the time. Scarcity mindset is that feeling that you will never, ever have enough. You will never do enough. You will never be enough. You will always struggle. It comes from a place of fear mixed with comparison. Other people will always have more than you, be better than you, do more than you. You will feel this world is limited. The resources that are available to you is limited, and you are only given a limited amount, so you need to hold on to everything for dear life because that's all you get. That's scarcity. So that's a fairly sizable problem. When I work with clients, they want to jump right into the healthy eating piece of the program, and that's understandable. That's what they signed up for, plan to eat healthier. And with that being said, before clients start anything, I have them get really clear on their current patterns. So whether that's mindset, emotional responses, physical symptoms, food patterns, we go through it all so that they know where they're starting from. The third piece of the puzzle is mindset and how to shift mindset. But the first thing that you have to do with that third piece, in order to shift your mindset, is you have to get really clear on the beliefs, the behaviors, and the experiences that have shaped your current relationship to food so that you know what to do next, what steps to take to make those shifts in your life that create lasting and sustainable change. All right, just make sure that looks okay. When Scott came to me, he didn't know where to start. He had health diagnosis, and he just wasn't feeling well at all. He didn't have much to lose. They definitely wanted to feel better and get his health under control. After chatting with him during his game plan call, I knew for him, we really need to focus on the right foods to help balance out his glucose levels. He was also kind of worried about giving up some of his favorite foods, but after the first week, he came and said he was shocked that he didn't feel deprived at all and that he felt like he could eat really good food and he lost weight. And I have to laugh because I hear this all the time. People are so surprised that they weren't deprived. I'm not in the deprivation business. I'm in the abundant living business. So yes, you were going to eat well. But Scott lowered his glucose levels back down into standard range. He lost 20 pounds. His wife even joked that she didn't want to see him getting any thinner. So, and he was eating yummy foods and he wasn't feeling deprived. Deprivation mindset comes from scarcity and lack. This idea that if you're on a diet, you are trying to get healthy, you will have to eat foods that are tasteless and nasty and things that you don't enjoy, and everything that you did enjoy has to be given up. And I'm just so excited because Scott was really able to embrace the mindset work through some of these issues. And because of that, keep going and keep the weight off and keep his glucose levels at the right levels and have him feeling really great for years to come. So, because here's the thing, without mastering your mindset, this is what you're looking at. 1, you won't know what is negatively influencing your relationship to food. And this is why, despite all the weight loss programs out there, millions of people around the world still struggle. This is why you have to discover what is negatively influencing your relationship to food. And once you discover this, once you shift your mindset, once you master your mindset, you will feel empowered and able to transform your relationship to food. And ultimately, once you transform your relationship to food, your body just intuitively transforms that as well. Hold on, gotta get a drink. 2, you won't know what beliefs are serving you and what are not, so you can shred those limiting beliefs. Beliefs shape your reality, but they are neither true or false. Let me say that again. Beliefs shape your reality, but they are neither true or false. They can only be beneficial or detrimental. You have the ability to consciously choose your beliefs, shift from what is limiting you in life to the beliefs that serve you. 3, last one, mastering your mindset. Changing your beliefs to serve you and ridding yourself of negative thought gremlins are the only way to create lasting, sustainable change. I promise you. Anybody can follow a diet, a traditional weight loss program for a finite period of time, a few days, few weeks, a few months, maybe even a year. But if you don't master your mindset, those changes won't last. Okay, so let's imagine, what if you knew exactly why you do the things you do? What if you were able to identify your specific emotional triggers? You knew what to do when you were triggered so that you could cultivate the ultimate peace and joy around food choices. What if you discovered the behavior patterns that weren't serving you and you learned how to rewrite your story? That kind of mindset shift is the kind that will change your life. Not just transform your relationship to food, not just transform your body, but completely transform your life. Okay, step 4. Healing your mind and body connection. There is profound research proving the dynamic and powerful connection between the body and mind and vice versa. This may seem like a similar concept to mindset, but here we're really focusing on how the body and mind interact together. The way we think powerfully influences our bodies and the intricate systems within our bodies, like the absorption of nutrients. The state of our bodies then powerfully influences our mind. So your mind and body are not two separate entities, but rather a sophisticated system that is intertwined in ways that the medical community is still discovering. It's amazing breakthrough science, and it's in this. So this is why it's so important to heal your body-mind connection. Here's the problem when your body-mind connection is dysregulated. You eat for comfort. You eat when you're not hungry, but you're triggered by some sort of environmental trigger, sight, smell. You eat when you're bored. You eat out of habit. You have negative thought gremlins swirling in your head. You feel guilt. You feel shame about food, about your body. You have irrational, all or nothing thinking. You're constantly comparing yourself to others. This list, oh my Lord, it can go on and on and on. So I'm just going to stop. This is what it comes down to. Re-regulating the brain, rewiring the brain, and rewiring the heart. Because head and heart work is the key to lasting and sustainable change. This is where the magic happens. And this is why I spend so much time with my clients on healing their bodies, their minds, and their hearts, because that's what leads to lasting change. The trick is to get massive results. This needs to be a concurrent process. It needs to happen together. You must heal the body and mind at the same time, just like you have to heal the body and mind connection while you're mastering your mindset. Everything is interconnected, and this is why it's so important to take a multi-dimensional approach. So meet Joan and Cliff. These are some of the best clients ever. I lovingly refer to them as my powerhouse couple. Both of them are in law enforcement, emergency responders, so they literally handle life and death situations daily. They need to be on top of their game, physically, mentally. But when Joan and Cliff came to me, they had a laundry list of medical issues between them. And these are young people. They needed to get healthy for their kids, for their ability to work during physically and emotionally demanding situations, and really to just feel good again, because they weren't. I'll be honest, they were feeling really terrible when I first started working with them. With Cliff, we just focused on eating the right foods. That's it. He was a bit reluctant to give up some of his childhood favorites, but after about 3 days, he started feeling amazing and really never looked back. And he's lost a staggering 60 pounds. Like, it's absolutely incredible. And he's still losing. I feel like every single week that we work together, I was hearing about how he had to go get new work pants or his a new gun belt because the ones from last week kept falling off. Like, it was almost comical. And I have to say, I've never in my life worked with someone who was as invested in head and heart work like Joan. She totally killed it. She completely nonchalantly told me on a call one day that it's okay that I lost 25 pounds. And you guys have gotten to know me a little bit. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what? Like, just okay? You've lost 25 pounds. Get excited. And she goes, no, 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 I am. But that's the thing. This 25 pounds were nothing compared to how much better I feel emotionally. I have confidence in myself. I'm always looking at the bright side of things when I used to be so negative. I used to get so stressed at work, and now my sergeant is asking me what I'm doing differently, because when I show up for a shift, everyone else is in better moods too. Like, I'm rubbing off on everybody. And that is what it's about, folks. My clients don't just transform their bodies, they transform their entire lives. Their light shines so much brighter. And when their light shines brighter, it's contagious. It changes the way everyone else they are around and how they show up in this world. So to know that one person showing up in her authentic, confident self can influence so many other lives, it's unbelievable. It's just incredible. And they're both still losing. Okay. So, because without healing your body-mind connection, you will continue to lose food, or use food, not lose food, use food for all the wrong reasons, out of boredom, for comfort, stress, out of habit, out of routine, environmental triggers. And that just leads to an unhealthier body, not having enough energy. Number 2, without healing your body-mind connection, you won't be able to reduce stress, emotional triggers, or implement the mindfulness practices you need to heal yourself completely. Number 3, you won't heal those negative thought gremlins, the shame, the guilt, the nasty things you say to yourself, like not being good enough, never being good enough. Here's the thing about negative thought gremlins. They will haunt you, whatever size you are, big or thin. Without healing the body-mind connection, you could drop the weight and still be haunted by negative thought gremlins, and that makes it tough to live a joy-filled life. Number 4, without healing your body-mind connection, you won't have a better relationship with food. And 5, without it, you won't have long-term success, not the long-term success you really want. Imagine this. What if you were able to identify all of your emotional triggers, were able to recognize them as soon as they appeared, and knew exactly what to do instead of reaching for unhealthy comfort? What if you discovered your own unique rhythm using specific strategies and tools to design the life you want to lead and make lasting change in your life? What if you started taking care of yourself and your cup was overflowing, so much so that you could do more for those you love? What if you found true self-love and acceptance? My heart feels so full just by reading these and imagining the possibilities for you. Okay, so the last step, the last piece of the puzzle really makes a huge difference with my clients. And that really comes down to support. Remember, I wanted to give you the exact formula for total transformation. And this is the last piece of the puzzle. Having the support, the accountability, the guidance along the way on their journey to healthy relationship to food is what really helps. Because the truth is, I can give access to my audios, resource guides, all of that good stuff. And it's loaded with great stuff. But to have someone there to help you integrate all that goodness into your life, tweak things just for your unique situation, that's really helpful. So here's an actionable step you can take today to start receiving support and accountability. Join my closed Facebook group. You can search it out by just keying in healing weight loss and it should pop up. But there's the thing for the URL. Okay. So there's just something different about having an expert help guide you in certain areas of your life that truly helps bring out your best self. I've got this whole nutrition thing down, but there were other areas in my life that have been completely transformed by simply asking for help. These are areas that I didn't have expertise in, but I really wanted to excel in. I've hired business coaches, mindset coaches, parenting coaches, life coaches, relationship coaches, all kinds of experts that have helped me be my best self. And let me tell you, I have learned so much along the way. And there's so much goodness that I can apply from all of these experiences into my own coaching and my own programs as a result. So honestly, for me, the messaging I had received growing up around mentorship, coaching, counseling, whatever you want to call it, was that it was frivolous, unnecessary, waste of time and money, more or less a sign of personal insufficiency or weakness. Investing in yourself to this degree is almost selfish. So if you're there, I was right there with you a few years ago. It does take a bit of a leap of faith, but the amazing thing, you have the opportunity to change the trajectory of your life with one decision. So let me tell you what you get with mentoring, if you've never really embraced that. So with mentoring, you're going to get a much richer experience. Think about how much more you can increase, expand, deepen, widen your experience with a program when you have someone to walk beside you each step of the way. For example, my clients have group coaching, but they also get access to me during my office hours from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday, and I usually respond within a couple of hours. So think about how much deeper you can go if you had someone with you during the process. 2, proven system, personalized guidance, success. I can give the audios, I can give the resource guides, but it always helps to have personalized guidance to help you implement the system for your life. What works for one doesn't work for another. 3, this is the one that I appreciated the most from my business coach. I love having someone there tweaking the smallest details to make sure I was doing everything right for my specific business. And it's the exact same for my clients. They love that I'm there to say, okay, that's not working for you, let's do X. And the solution that they really need isn't always covered in the audios or the resource guides because I can't anticipate everything. I cover so much stuff, but I just can't possibly cover it all. And this is really where the magic happens, having someone there for you to personalize and tweak each piece of your puzzle. And last, accelerated results. When you work with someone who has learned all the lessons the hard way, you get all of those golden nuggets from those lessons without having to experience the hardship of getting there. So trust me when I say it is so much easier learning from others when they've done all the heavy lifting and you get to reap all the rewards. Linda, meet Linda. She is one of my super amazing one-to-one VIP clients. When Linda came to me, she said, I'm doing everything right, but I still can't seem to shift the weight. She was wired for the whole eat less, move more way of nutrition and was worried that if she did eat, she would gain. We were able to work through those fears, and I swear, like a week later, she comes to me and says, Sarah, I was shocked. I ate more, like every meal, just like you said, and I lost weight this week for the first time in a long time. And we also worked on enjoying meals. She's a busy entrepreneur herself. She has 2 businesses. She has 4 kids, 1 living at home, 2 grandkids. For her, it was really about learning that she deserves self-care, taking the time to actually sit down, enjoy her food, do something nourishing for herself. So one day I asked her, out of all the parts of the program, what, did you find most helpful? Because, I like to tweak things to make sure that I'm giving the best of the best to you guys. And she said, without a doubt, like one-on-one coaching, without a doubt, was the most helpful part because she said, you never made me feel rushed and you genuinely listened. And I have to say that totally warms my heart because it does take someone who is trained in this stuff to really listen and help come out with tailored solutions for each person. That's what, helps people see the biggest results. And honestly, I couldn't be prouder of this lady. She has come so far. She has lost weight. She's reduced stress in her life. But the biggest thing for Linda is that she feels better and she knows that she can do this long term. She has all the resources she needs to do this long term. Okay, so what if you had someone that was there for you every single step of the way, cutting through all the confusion, providing you simple, profound, actionable steps? What amazing things could you accomplish? And what if you had the support of other women who are going through a similar journey that could provide empathy and encouragement when you need it most? And what if You didn't just learn the information, but you were able to integrate that information into your life in a way that this new lifestyle became easy and a part of your authentic self. Like it truly is a lifestyle change, not just a weight loss program packaged as a lifestyle change. Well, today is the day. No, I really want you to understand that this really can't happen for you today. So there's a quote that I really love. It inspires me. It says, "Let today be the day that you love yourself enough to no longer just dream of a better life. Let it be the day that you act upon it." And that's what it really comes down to. It's about loving yourself enough to make the decisions that propel you into the life that you've always wanted to live. This was me 10 years ago when I dedicated my life to the study of nutrition. And then again, when I left corporate America so that I could help people discover their unique health plan. It's scary to take that leap of faith, to follow your dreams, the uncertainty, the fear that it may not work out. So I urge you to consider this idea of what if upping. This is a simple mindset shift exercise that I work with my clients as well. It's the positive what if. So many times we focus on like, oh, what if it doesn't work? Or what if, I don't lose the weight? Or what if, all these negatives. But let's look at the positive what if. What if you took a gigantic leap of faith and it was the best decision you ever made? What if you were able to heal your body and lose the extra weight at the same time? What if you were able to finally live the life you wanted to live? What if you were able to finally climb a mountain? What if you were able to run after your kids? What if you were able to do all these things that you've always wanted to do that you haven't been able to do? What would that mean for you? So the choice is yours. You can continue on the path that you're going on. And I bet if you're listening, you probably went through a similar journey as I did. Quick fix supplements, enrolling in those one-size-fit-all weight loss programs. Focusing on 2-pound weight loss each week, no consideration towards complete health and healing, not getting you the attention you deserve, feeling deprived, depleted from lack of food. Or you can choose a new path for yourself where you get complete guidance. You can discover the health and healing plan that works for you. You can not only lose the weight, but you can evolve and grow into your best self. So here's my free gift for you since you stuck around. Because clarity is so critical for propelling you forward into the life that you want to live, my gift to you is just that. I'm offering you my time where you can connect with me personally. I'm not going to schlep you off to some assistant or a coach that trained under me for a week. I'm going to talk with you personally. We'll talk about your unique needs, how you can start healing your body and mind for complete health. Most nutritionists and coaches call this their introductory call. They charge people $100. I saw one that charged $50 for a 15-minute call. I have no idea how much insight you can get from a 15-minute call. And then what if your personalities don't even click? So I'm not going to charge you anything. I want to get to know you. I want to dig a little deeper and understand what you want to achieve, what nutritional changes you want to make, some of the areas that you're struggling with. And then together we can decide if we're a good fit, if you want to work together. Curious if this nutritional assessment is right for you, if you're ready for something like this in your life. So this gift is for you if you are completely and ready and committed to massive and profound transformation, body, mind, and spirit. If you are not ready, that is completely okay. Call me when you are. But honestly, I like to work with people who are ready, like yesterday ready kind of thing. Then this is for you. If you want to take a deep dive, get super curious, be honest, and learn more about your inner self through this process. If you're serious about taking action to heal yourself, if you want to be coached, some people don't, and that's fine. But you really need to want to be coached. And lastly, you are absolutely willing to invest in yourself. Today is the day that you love yourself enough to no longer just dream of a better life, but you are ready to act upon it. Then this call is for you. So what happens next? How does this work? Okay. So on this call, we'll discuss the exact steps you need to discover your unique nourishment blueprint, heal your body, lose extra weight, all that good stuff. You're going to walk away with a step-by-step plan. And then if you want to go beyond this call, like I said, to talk about how to implement all of this into your life, we can see if we're, a fit to work together. So these calls are fairly popular. I mean, who wouldn't want a free 45-minute call with me? No, just kidding. But seriously, you receive so much clarity about your current situation. So I have to balance this out really well. I am really devoted to my clients and I want to make sure I have enough time for them each week. So I'm going to limit the number of nutrition assessments. I'm only going to do 15. So if this is something that you're interested, definitely go to nourishyourlife.org/apply. Apply right now. Like, click over while I'm talking to a new window and apply. And once that's submitted, once you fill out the little form, once that's submitted, you're going to receive a link from my calendar. You just pick a time and date that works for your schedule and we can chat. And seriously, I only take so many of these each week. So make sure you hop over to a new window on your internet browser and start filling out your form to get the new, to get the free nutrition assessment. I really don't want you to miss out. Okay. So I put this in here in case I ran out of time, and I totally did, and I've been talking as fast as I can possibly talk. So I'm going to have to wrap up. Send me your questions. I don't normally do this. I know my inbox is about to blow up, but if you have any question about the program or if you have any just questions for me in general, I don't want to leave you hanging. So just email me. I'll email you right back. And that pretty much wraps it up. I hope you had a fantastic time today with me. I know I did. And I hope that you have a great day. Bye, guys.